Nimmo cracks one into right center field, and that's down for his first major league hit. So Brandon Nimmo in his fifth major league at bat has a souvenir.
Congratulations. One you'll remember. Fastball inner half. Nicely done. Here's Nimmo again with a chance to break this game open.
And Nimmo cracks one deep right center field. Looking up Hayward. It's out of here! Brandon Nimmo's first major league home run. It's a 3-run shot. Nimmo hits one to Wyoming, and it's 7-1 New York.
And Nimmo has got a nice compact swing working.
He's got a little Hunter Pence in him, doesn't he?
He does. Good call.
Fans want a curtain call. And he obliges. Pitch number 11 coming up to Blackman. And it's drilled to right field. Nimmo coming on, diving, and he makes the catch. That ball froze Brandon Nimmo for a moment, and then it sunk. But Brandon able to stay with it for the first out of the afternoon.
Well, he's athletic. He is not a liability in the outfield, that's for sure.
Driven in the air to deep left field. Back goes Duvall near the wall, jumping, and that ball's out of here. Brandon Nimmo with an opposite field home run, his second home run of the season. That one cleared the orange line, and the Mets now have a 4-2 lead. Another one deep to center by Nimmo. Racing back is Irvin, looking up, and it's out of here. Brandon Nimmo with his second home run of the night. A 2-run shot to make it 7-2 New York. Career night for Nimmo, a double and 2 home runs. Desmond cracks one to center, but right at Nimmo. Blackman's going to tag and try for third. Nimmo's throwing a hop, and he got him. Brandon Nimmo right on the money to double up Blackman.
Base running blunder right there.
It's always been the one crimp in Blackman's game. He can get a little chancy on the bases, and that was just a bad decision.
Yelich lines one the other way. Nimmo toward the line, diving, and makes the catch. Nimmo's defense is getting better and better every day, and that's the best play he's made yet.
Especially on that corner. You know, he's moved around a lot, but his jumps in left field are by far much better than the ones he gets in center and right.
9 home runs to the right-handers, only 3 to the lefties.
And those backward splits are a change from past years for Anderson. And Nimmo gets one in the air to deep right center field. Back goes Gonzalez near the wall, and it's off the fence, bouncing away. Nimmo on his way to third, retrieving in his cargo. Nimmo being waved home, and he will score. An inside the park home run for Nimmo to lead off the game. 11 home runs, homers in his last 2 at-bats, and a sprint around the bases leads to the world's biggest smile, 1-0 New York.
And they're still playing pretty shallow.
Yeah, too shallow, especially for Hoskins in left field. Doesn't have the kind of speed to make up if Nimmo hits it on the nose.
I mean, any hit to the outfield, Rosario's going to score.
Hit in the air, deep right center field. Back goes Williams looking up, and it's out of here. Brandon Nimmo wins it with a 3-run homer.
On the very first pitch, Brandon Nimmo parks one in the bullpen. He gets the hero's welcome. He's mobbed at the plate. 3-0 Mets. They win it in 10.
Little looper, shallow right field. Coming on is Nimmo diving, and he makes the catch, and the ball game is over. Brandon Nimmo with a beautiful diving catch, and the Mets hang on to win it in 11, 2-1. 1-2 coming. Hit out to right center, over in the gap. Nimmo took a bad angle, but he dives, and he makes the catch. Wow. Nimmo doing a great job making up ground after initially taking too shallow an angle toward the ball. And he robs Rojas of an extra base hit and keeps this game tied. 2-2 to Nimmo. Breaking ball drill, deep right field. Verdugo going back, and it's out of here! Nimmo does it again! A pinch hit 3-run homer, and the Mets lead 4-1 in the 9th. Number 16 for the happiest man in baseball. His second pinch hit home run, and the Mets lead it in the 9th inning, 4-1. And Turner lines one to center. Nimmo coming on, and he dives, and he makes the catch. Fine play by Brandon Nimmo as that ball began to tail. He left his feet, reeled it in. A big second out for DeGrom in the 7th. And Nimmo cracks one deep right field. That's out of here. Way, way gone. And the Mets take the lead. Brandon Nimmo with 2 out of the top of the ninth cracks a 2-run homer, and the Mets lead 4-3. It's looped into shallow center, and that's going to be caught by a diving Brandon Nimmo. Nimmo came a long, long way, playing a very deep center field, and makes a tumbling catch to rob Garcia of a base hit to start the 5th inning.
Well, we're right in the middle of a game where all of these plays are so important. He did not go back. He came in straight away and then cradled it. The most difficult part of this play, he was going to get there, is when he landed. Could he keep the ball, and like a wide receiver wraps that left arm underneath his glove to cradle it.
And he gets this one in the air to right center. Pretty well hit. Back goes Nimmo to the warning track. Back at the wall, leaping, and he made the catch. Oh, wow. Brandon Nimmo timing it perfectly and taking a home run away from Brian Reynolds. A spectacular play by Nimmo to end the top of the 1st. Playing deep, getting back to the wall, and with his wrist up over the fence, caught it in the webbing. Brilliant play by Nimmo.
We'll see if he does spin a breaking ball over the middle plate to get to the back foot.
In the air to center, Nimmo running in, diving to make the catch in center field. Well, that robs the Phillies of a run. Brandon Nimmo coming in, head first dive to make the catch. That will end the inning, and the Phillies will leave McCutchen at second thanks to Brandon Nimmo.
So speaking of prospects, actually, this leads in nicely.
Nimmo drives one deep right field, headed toward the wall. It's out of here. Brandon Nimmo with a bolt of a home run, his 7th of the year. And Steve will have to wait a little longer because it's 3-0 New York.
Nimmo didn't want to hear about the prospect either.
Forget it, guys. We'll talk next inning.
Nimmo crushing a 3-1 pitch, 414 feet to right field.
Steve, save that one for next year.
Now Nimmo gets a breaking ball, lifts it to right field, pretty deep. Back goes Peterson near the wall, and it's out of here.
Wow.
Nimmo with his 2nd of the night. A line drive in the 5th inning. This time a towering fly ball as he got a slider and hit it out of the ballpark. Nimmo with a 2-home run night. He's got 8 for the year, and it's 4-1 New York. Acuna drives one to center field, chasing back Nimmo, got turned around near the wall, and he made the catch. Oh, wow. Nimmo got turned twice, but was able to find it at the very last moment. Tremendous play by Brandon Nimmo to rob Ronald Acuna of extra bases. Nimmo just keeps getting better and better in center field, and that might have been his best of all.
Nimmo with a drive, right field, Garcia back, Brandon Nimmo has given the Mets the lead, a 2-run homer, and it's 6-4 in the 8th.
Slider, oh, hanging, bye, yes sir.
And there's another one over the head of Machado into left field, diving to stop it is Profar, but coming in to score is Escobar. Brandon Nimmo 3 for 3, and the Mets lead it 2-1.
Watch the way that Nimmo's able to just pepper the ball to left field. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. Ball's down, gets past Machado. But what a play also, Profar in left field.
Nimmo took a strike to start the game. Syndergaard back with a cutter that is fouled off, and it's 0-2. Slide to right center field, and Nimmo's got a base hit. Got on the changeup from Syndergaard and lines it into center field, and the Mets have the leadoff man on.
And Brandon becoming a terrific 2-strike hitter. Early in his career, he would battle and walk. Now he's getting base hits.
With us forever as Nimmo drops down a nifty bunt, and Muncy can only put it in his pocket. Beautifully done by Nimmo for his 2nd hit of the day. A bunt to put 2 runners on.
Nice. Nicely done. You know, if you can bunt like that, Brandon leading off a game, he sprays the ball all over the field. It's going to force that third baseman to play in, open up that hole for him a little more.
I mean, perfect technique. eye right on the ball.
Well done.
Pushes it hard enough to get it past the pitcher.
So 2 out. Alvarez at first. Here's Nimmo, who's 2 for 2. A single to center and then a bunt.
But Nimmo drives one deep to right center, and that's going to put the Mets in front. Nimmo halfway up in the pavilion. A 2-run shot, his first home run of the year, and it's a 2-run homer to put the Mets in front 2-1. What a road trip Brandon Nimmo is having. His second 3-hit game in this series, his first home run of the year coming in his 61st at bat. Hit hard, nice stop by Williams, but he drops the ball and everybody's safe. Well, Williams saved a run with a nifty stop, but couldn't make the transfer. Would have been questionable whether he could have gotten it out anyway. Line the other way, and Nimmo's got a 5-hit game. 5 for 5 for Brandon Nimmo.
1-2 coming. And a high fly ball hit deep to left center field. Back in the gap goes Nimmo on the warning track right at the fence. He made the catch.
He timed it perfectly. In full stride right at the top of the fence. Nimmo pulls it down. King sized out for Kodai Senga.
That is a fabulous catch. That is a robbing of a home run, too. That would have been out.
Yep, it was above the orange line, and he reached his hand up over that line. 5 for 13 with a home run against Strider. Flied out to left his first time up tonight. Bases loaded, 2 down.
And he rips one to deep right field. Back goes Acuna, looks up, and it's out of here. A grand slam from Brandon Nimmo. First pitch indeed. The Mets' 3rd grand slam of the season, and the best spot to hit it. A 5-run inning for New York, and they lead it 5-3 in the second. First career grand slam for Brandon Nimmo, and the Mets put an instant hurting on Strider after they fell behind 3-0.
Nimmo, right field, deep. That sends Bowers way back. Still going back. It's off the wall. Escobar, a slow start at second base. He's being waved in. Here he comes. Nimmo does it. And the Mets walk it off. And what a relief for Brandon Nimmo.
This to left field, flying toward a diving Nimmo, and Brandon Nimmo goes full layout to haul it in. A spectacular play. Fermin's got 3 major league hits career. He's like, dude, I don't need that. What an effort.
Playing for the Mets in Double-A. That's line to center field. Nimmo coming over, diving, and he made the catch. Saying to Michael Harris, you can do it. I can do it even better. Wow. Diving grab by Nimmo for the first down.
Boy, just a great jump off the bat by Brandon.
Now the Mets are down to their final out, but now they have the tying run in scoring position with Brandon Nimmo coming up. And Nimmo cranks one to right field. Sanchez going back. He won't get there. It's an extra base hit, and the Mets tie the game. McNeil and Stewart come home on a 2-out, 2-run double for Brandon Nimmo, and it's 3-3 in the ninth. They were shallow, and Nimmo hit it over everybody's head.
Andy Ibanez, the batter, has struck out twice.
And he lines one toward the whole base hit. To third is Kelly. He's being waved home. The throw by Nimmo to the plate on a hop. Alvarez with the tag. He got him! Brandon Nimmo guns down Carson Kelly at the plate to keep this game scoreless. First hit of the game for the Tigers as Ibanez singles to left, but Nimmo negates the run. Alvarez absorbs the hit and makes the tag to keep it scoreless. That's lined into right field, and Nimmo's got a base hit to start the night. So a 3-1 fastball, and Nimmo cracks it into right field, and the Mets are the leadoff base runner.
And Brandon, though the average is not showing coming into the game, hitting 103. He's been swinging the bat much better. Well, they're only 6 behind the Braves.
Nimmo hooks one to deep right field. Forget that. That'll tie the game. Brandon Nimmo into the chop house. A 3-run homer. His first of the year, and the Mets have come from 4 runs down to get even. Brandon Nimmo with a 3-run homer out of sight to tie the game at 4. 435 feet off the bat. Nimmo makes his first of the year a huge one.
It's 2-1. Never mind.
He swings at this one and flies it deep to center. Back goes Harris looking up, and it's out of here. Brandon Nimmo ties the game again with his 2nd home run of the night. This one into the shrubbery in center field. Brandon Nimmo having a night. His second home run ties the game at 5.
That is impressive. He has really become a good hitter off lefties.
9th pitch of the at bat from Chavez.
And he lines one toward the middle, base hit. McNeil around third, heading home. Harris's throw to the plate is cut off, throw to third, and Taylor is safe. Nimmo drives in his 5th run of the night. An RBI single to make it 8-5 New York. What an at bat by Nimmo. He's 4 for 4. He's driven in 5. And Nimmo launches one to deep right. Forget that. That is way out of here. Brandon Nimmo puts the Mets back in front with his 4th home run of the year. What a bolt from Nimmo, and the Mets regain the lead. Nimmo uncorks one to deep center field. Back goes Ciani at the wall. It's out of here. Brandon Nimmo strikes again. A 3-run homer to tie the game. The go-ahead home run last night, the tying home run tonight. Number 5 for Nimmo, and it's 3-3. 440 feet to dead center field. Crushed it.
It's been a terrific offensive start for Nimmo. 3-2 Nimmo. Deep to right center. Still going. It's over! Oh, what a story! Brandon Nimmo, the hero after getting injured yesterday. Off the bench and wins it with a walk-off shot.
Are you kidding me?
Can't make it up.
It's better to tame the lion than to push the donkey.
6th home run of the year for Brandon Nimmo. He does an interview from the dugout, comes in and makes a tremendous catch, and then walks it off. And the Mets stun the Braves on Sunday Night Baseball 4-3.
Pretty good pitching by Wilma, right?
Yes. Wilma set him up for it back when he was just a little boy.
Fly ball toward the left field line. Long run for Nimmo, and across the line, and he reaches in and makes the catch.
And shakes
hands with the fans, who gave him some room to reach in beyond the railing and make the grab.
That wind just kept blowing it.
That's teamwork right there.
I think the fan got a hand on it.
0-2 coming. And that's driven out to left center field. Back in the gap near the wall. It's out of here! Brandon Nimmo ties the game with his 100th career home run. A 2-run shot for Nimmo, and the Mets have come back to tie it 4-4 in the 7th. Number 100 for Brandon Nimmo. And Nimmo rips one down the line. That's a fair ball off the jutting stands. That'll tie the game. Nimmo heading for second. The throw by Cabbage to second, not in time. Nimmo drives in his 3rd run of the game. It's tied at 5, and the winning run is at second with nobody out.
Well, what a year Brandon's having. Slider. See how it stays flat. Just no one guarding the line.
Brandon 50 RBIs for the year with 3 today. So now Nimmo is at a rough day at the plate. He's gone 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts and a ground out.
Nimmo drives one toward the gap in left center field. Back goes Reynolds near the wall, and it's off the wall. Lindor racing for third. He's being waved home. Here, Cruz can't get the handle. Can't make a relay. Lindor scores the 1st run of the game on an opposite field double by Brandon Nimmo, and the Mets have gone in front 1-0 in the 8th.
That's with a more rested bullpen than they had last night. Little floater to shallow left. Nimmo coming on, dives, and he makes the catch. Oh, wow. Brandon Nimmo with a terrific play to end the inning. That ball did not have much air under it, and Nimmo came as hard as he could and made the play. And Nimmo clocks one to deep right field. White goes back, takes a look, and it's out of here! Brandon Nimmo puts a hammer down with a 2-run homer. It's a 6-run barrage for the New York Mets in a game that could put them in the postseason. Nimmo with his 23rd home run, a 2-run shot, and it's 6-3 New York.
1-1. Hit on the ground to the right side, and it gets through. Iglesias around third. On his way to the plate, he's going to score. Throw to third. Vientos is in. It's an RBI single for Nimmo, and the Mets jump in front 1-0.
Well, the thing about is making contact, and that extra step that Hoskin takes towards the line cut down his range to that backhand side.
0-2. Nimmo the other way, and the Mets will take the lead in the 8th. Lindor scores, and Nimmo delivers. It's 2-1 New York as they've come alive in the 8th. And another hitter for the Mets behind in the count. All 4 in this inning behind. All 4 have reached base to score a pair.
Yes, I understand Matt Strom has a great fastball. He just got 2 awful swings on sliders. He tries to fool him. Yes, he missed location. Real Muto wanted it up.
High leverage count. Nimmo launches it towards right. Castellanos twisting around, turning around, watches it go. And Brandon Nimmo responds. And the Mets regain the lead. It's 4-3 in the 7th.
They just keep doing it, AJ. They keep coming back. They keep responding. Got a heavyweight fight out there.
Steve Cohen looks on. Nimmo and Real Muto exchanged a look and some words. And New York is on top in the 7th again.
I don't believe anybody scored more 4+ run innings than the New York Mets did this year, and they put up a 4 spot here in the 3rd.
2-0 to Nimmo. He adds on with a rip into right center field. The Mets scored 9 runs over the first 4 games of this championship series. They've got 8 of them in 3 innings tonight.
1-2 coming to Nimmo, and there's the curveball, and he hits it up the middle, base hit. Lindor around third, he'll come in with the lead run. Soto goes to third. Brandon Nimmo with a ground ball single to center puts the Mets back in front 4-3.
We watched this team all of 2024 in April. Could not find a hole. And this year, completely different. In a big situation, ground ball finds a hole.
That bullpen is starting to crank. Danny Young is up. Fly ball left field. Nimmo giving some ground to the warning track. He'll go to the wall, and he made the catch. He took a home run away from Jordan Walker. Walker hit it against the wind, and Nimmo had just enough room to go back and grab it. And Nimmo cracks one out to right center field. Back in the gap goes Cruz. Back to the warning track, takes a look, and it's out of here. Brandon Nimmo with a 3-run homer. His 5th home run of the year, and the Mets have doubled their lead. It's 6-0 New York in the 6th. Brandon got a 2-0 fastball, and he made no mistake. A 3-run shot, and the Mets have a 6-run lead. Nimmo's home run, a 3-run shot in the 6th, was his 5th of the year, the 115th of his career, and he slams this one to deep right field. Back goes Cruz, back to the wall, and it's out of here. A grand slam for Brandon Nimmo. A 2 home runs, 7 RBI day for Nimmo. 11-0 New York.
That's how you get fat.
What a day for Brandon. He's been struggling. We mentioned it since the 2024 All-Star break, a 190 average, a 590 OPS. He has turned that around in huge fashion. And Brandon pulls one over the bag. That's going to go down the line. It hits the jutting stands. Alonso is in. Winker will score. Vientos will be held at third. Brandon Nimmo with a 9 RBI day, tying a Mets club record. And he's done it in the last 3 innings. Brandon Nimmo joins Carlos Delgado as the only Mets ever to drive in 9 runs in a single game. In the air to deep left center field. Nimmo goes back near the wall, makes a leap, and he made the catch right at the orange line. Nimmo timed it perfectly.
Boy, Bart has hit a couple of bullets, and he's got nothing to show for it tonight.
And Narvaez laces one to left. Nimmo is there. He makes the catch, tagging his Sogard. He's coming home. The throw to the plate, and he is out. Oh, wow. Brandon Nimmo on the fly to Alvarez. And they double up Sogard to end the inning. Brandon Nimmo not known for his arm, and he makes a brilliant throw, and Alvarez gets the tag down. Nimmo every offseason has something he wants to work on. A couple of years ago, it was his first step quickness going after fly balls. Nimmo skies one to left center. Young moving back onto the warning track, back at the fence, and it's out of here. Brandon Nimmo goes the other way for his 11th home run of the season, and it's 4-0 New York.
Well, as it gets warm here, those balls that are in April were F7s or F8s are now run on the board.
So Soto and now Nimmo have gone deep against Jake Irvin, who's now given up 13 home runs in his 13 starts. As Nimmo flies this one deep to right. Back goes Call. Back near the wall. It's out of here. Brandon Nimmo with his second home run of the night.
This pitch looked like a pretty good pitch from Rutledge. A cutter up and in. But, you know, nothing exists in a vacuum. They've been pounding him in this entire game, and he made the adjustment here.
Nimmo swings away, sends it towards right center. Long run for Brandon Marsh all the way to the wall, and Nimmo goes deep. He has tied Lindor and Todd Hundley with 124 home runs in a Met uniform. And New York strikes first behind Nimmo tonight.
And look for the Mets to be somewhat aggressive. Even though they don't chase out of the zone, they know they got to get out of this funk offensively. And what better way than center fastball. And he hit it in center.
Nimmo hit one in the first, a solo shot. Nimmo golfs one deep to right field. Castellanos back all the way to the track. He knows it's gone. Nimmo ties the game with his second of the night. And the Mets go back-to-back for a second consecutive night.
Well, any left-hander will tell you he loves the ball down and in on that sweet spot and that swing. And this is exactly where that pitch was, a down and in breaking ball on the inner half. And Nimmo having a dream start.
And now Nimmo with the bases loaded. Crashes one to deep right field. Back toward the corner. Frelick goes back at the wall. And it's out of here! Brandon Nimmo with a grand slam! As big a hit as the Mets have had all season. Brandon Nimmo hitting leadoff for just the third time this year. Crashes a grand slam to give the Mets a 4-0 lead in the second inning. Nimmo has a grand slam already on this homestand. And Brandon launches one deep right field. Back goes Judge to the warning track at the wall. It's out of here! Brandon Nimmo with another grand slam! And it's 4-0 Mets.
Most of the time when you're facing a lefty, the guys on the bench will say, go right-handed hitters. With this Mets team, left-handed hitters are getting it done.
Third grand slam this season and the fourth of his career. Second one on this homestand. That's driven to the gap in left center field, headed toward the wall, and it's off the fence. Nimmo plays the carom, heading to second. Devers the throw, and he is out at second base. And he knew it. Beautifully played by Nimmo. Straight off the wall, and he guns down Devers, trying to stretch a single into a double.
And perfect one hop.
He'll got the tag down on the toe in plenty of time. Nimmo already has a sacrifice fly, and now looking for the game-winning RBI. Bases loaded, nobody out. Tie game, last of the night. 2-0 to Nimmo. And Brandon slashes it, base hit, and the Mets win the ball game. 4 straight hits against a run in the bottom of the ninth. The Mets have beaten the Phillies 9 straight times at Citi Field. They've taken the first 2 games of this series as they win it in the bottom of the ninth, 6-5. So now Nimmo's at the plate as the tying run. That's drilled to deep right field. Suzuki going back into the well. That ball is out of here! Brandon Nimmo ties the game with a 3-run homer! That is the second time in a week that they brought in a lefty to face Nimmo, and he's hit a 3-run homer.